John Fairhurst there, that's who we were enjoying, and John will be in Amplified tonight from about 9 o'clock on. Amplified is becoming a great musical destination in Newry. Folk are going to it from all over the island of Ireland. A bit like Newry's answer to the Spirit Store that you find down on the dockside in Dundalk. So that's what's happening there. John Fairhurst and other artists there tonight in Amplified in the heart of Newry. With me, James McArevey, welcome. Michael Mallon, welcome, blacksmith extraordinaire. And Gerard Loughran, you have the Goban Seer and the Junior Goban Seer. You're the young man, and you've got the old sage of the oceans here beside him. James, we're heading towards a significant commemoration of the SS Alder.
Yes, Rowan, good morning. We are going to, in the Newry Maritime Association, we're marking the loss of the Alder, which was one of Fisher's fleet of coal boats. Sank in Greencastle, off Greencastle, on the 4th of April 1937, and she was sunk whilst lying at anchor in dense fog, and the B&I ship Lady Calvin collided with her. The collier sunk, and the captain, his wife and 4 members of the crew lost their lives.
Were those the days before radar? I think so.
Definitely. Yeah. At that stage, all there was a magnetic compass.
Yeah.
They didn't even have radios. So we have commissioned Michael here to make a replica of the ship's bow, and Michael and Gerard are both members of the Irish Artist Blacksmiths Association. They are artistic blacksmiths, master craftsmen at what they do, and we're very fortunate to have engaged the services of Michael here.
Okay.
And he's just completing the memorial now at the moment.
Michael, this was you're no stranger to challenges, and you have the young fella to assist you here. When this man came to you and said, when James came to you and said, I want you to do the bow of the Alder, that wouldn't have phased you at all.
Not really.
Easy peasy.
Our philosophy always was, if you can draw it, we can make it.
Wow.
So we got stuck into it. It's mostly sheet metal, but there's a bit of forging throughout on the furniture, on deck. As James says, we have it nearly finished now. It's in the painting stage, and hopefully we get a day something like this to get it launched.
And this, of course, is Gerard. This is a piece of work that's large. It's a couple of meters.
It's fairly large. Yeah, it's a couple of meters long, and it's, I don't know, it's maybe a tenth the size of the original. Would it be?
It would be something like that.
Yeah.
And what for you? You worked on this together, the pair of you.
Yes, well, we liaised about it.
Mickey done most. To be honest, Mickey done most of the work now.
I picked his brains and he picked my brains.
You're seeing here the modesty of blacksmiths.
Yeah.
But the blacksmithing craft, you guys are keeping it alive and well.
Well, hopefully we're keeping it alive. Yeah, there's a good few in our association, upwards of 40 maybe. You'll be coming on to that. You'll see from the Hive and Monaghan.
You've done stuff there.
Yes, these chaps have come down, and as Jerry says, there's upwards of 160 blacksmiths there. It was an unbelievable weekend. I still can't get over it.
Yeah. Do you sense there's a resurgence of interest in
there is,
the old crafts? Because nowadays it's all plastic.
That's right.
Give it a year and it's gone.
Yeah,
but I mean, you're doing something this thing you're doing on the Alder, this is going to be there for, goodness gracious, for all the time to come.
Exactly.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, James, the idea for this particular form sculpture, where did that come from?
Well, we were looking for something unusual, and equally Mickey had done a lot of work at Fisher Park with the anchor, which was donated by Warren Point Harbour.
Yes.
And he did a lot of work on the refurbishing and making a plaque and a stand for it. And we wanted to harness the talents of the blacksmith, and with these two men we're very fortunate. And we also wanted, Rowan, to create something that is unique. When this feature is placed there on the 10th of August, I can safely assure you and the viewers today that this will be the only thing of its kind as a memorial on the island of Ireland.
Well, it's a heck of a memorial because you've taken the bow, the structure of the alder, more or less accurately, and you've thrown it up there in great iron relief, and that's going to stand there down. Like, wind and weather will not take away from it. And anyway, it'll actually enhance it as the time passes by.
True, that's right.
Well, believe it or not, myself and Mickey were down in no less a commercial venue than Harland and Wolff on Wednesday, and we picked it up. It had been down there. Mickey arranged to have it sprayed with hot zinc to seal it before painting. And you know, just standing down in one of the old sheds and looking at the company logo, the H&W, it just invoked memories of how things were. And I thought it was particularly apt, given the project that we have embarked on, that we were dealing with one of the newly registered ships from 76 years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, even from your time growing up in Newry, how important the port was,
Oh, yeah,
and the
absolutely.
contribution
Yeah.
that it made to so many homes.
Yeah.
And to see it all slipping away, I mean, you can go around Newry today, Rowan, and you will find no reference to the alder,
Hold on, yeah.
Or-
Okay, just
or-
watch your mic there,
or
it's
to
hitting your
the-
chest.
or
Yeah.
to the privet and the walnut
Mm.
that we commemorated last year.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Well, you see what you've done. It's interesting. You've created a series of tableaus across Newry. You have the Fisher Park. You have already monumentation down at the locks. This is the latest, and we're now having the walkside development by the council along the canal. So suddenly there's a focus coming on the importance of our waterway, our central waterway, and it's becoming iconic at the very heart of the city.
Well, you're exactly right, because it was identified in the master plan that the environs of the Newry Canal would play a major part in the redevelopment of the centre of Newry. For instance, the two shopping centres, the shops are going to be reversed, as it were, and the glass windows are going to look out onto the quay.
Yeah.
Now, both these men will be able to tell you they hope to play a part in the creation of public art
Yeah.
on the walkway. At present, there's a tender has been issued for the commission of public art.
Things are blossoming, and your old trade is blossoming in the
Yes,
modern
yes.
era.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That in itself can only be a good thing, but the younger people coming along.
We'd like to take this opportunity to Ronan to invite people to go to Monaghan to look at the
Monaghan. Have we pictures of Monaghan? We may well have. I hope
yeah.
so.
the Hive of Knowledge, you know.
Yeah, the hive of knowledge, and you've worked on this collaboratively as well.
Yeah.
The two of you.
Upwards of 200
Wow,
blacksmiths
this is
there.
it here, the hive of knowledge.
This is it
in
here,
Monaghan. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Wow.
been,
And what's the concept behind that?
well, it's called the Hive of Knowledge, and there's 15 panels of artwork were made to put onto the hive.
And did you do the artwork as well?
I was privileged enough. I was one of the Irish blacksmiths who got a panel on the hive,
Yeah.
and there's 5 Irish panels on it, and 9 from the international blacksmiths.
Wow.
And some really
Wow, look at that. Are you responsible for that? Those people?
We're
walking?
not,
No?
we're not sadly, no.
No.
not that, no.
No, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's again Monaghan. There you are.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
So basically, this here was the British Irish Blacksmiths Association. They award blacksmiths once a year with a very prestigious award, the Addie Taylor Cup. And since 1967, it's only been outside of England 3 times. It was in the Czech Republic once.
Have we taken it this time?
We've taken it this time.
Wow.
Had it.
Have you taken it?
No, a guy called Mark Keelan. He made the
made
main
the
structure. See the main,
Ah, yeah.
the heavy structure. And
It seems to me the heavy structure is the easy bit, the bits and pieces of art that
Well,
you've slotted into it.
you
That's
could
the
say
difficult
that.
bit.
Well,
In view of the fact that these windows were closed with that art over a period of 2 days, which is a massive undertaking.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a big undertaking from Monaghan Town as well to go on with this here, and they have to be thanked, especially Sorla McConnell, from the market house.
Well, you know, I often think when all this thanking goes on,
Yeah.
I don't go for it because it's their responsibility to do things and do things right.
Well,
you know,
right.
They
and all this.
they definitely done this right.
Well, they did it right, and it's good to see it happening. So it's going now, James. You're pleased that it's occurring in Newry, and that there's a whole new, there's a renaissance, if you like, of the cityscape associated with our waterscape. It's a marriage of the two.
Yeah, well, you put it very well there, Rowan, because we see it as an excellent opportunity to not only mark and recognise a particularly tragic event from our maritime past, but through the memorial and the creation of the memorial, we're also giving these men a chance to showcase their talents and the almost forgotten arts from the blacksmithing trade, you know.
But it's a lovely. There's a loveliness to the marriage because boats were made by, if not blacksmiths, men who wrought
But funny
in
enough,
iron.
Yes, funny enough, the first blacksmith that put iron on a wooden boat was a Belfast man.
Really, who was he now? How did
Oh,
that
I'd love to know.
you started me off there with a great flourish of knowledgeability.
Perhaps Rowan, this image of the hive of knowledge, one Mickey could go and ask. He might get the information.
Well, sure, if you it's well known. It's a well-known fact that if you go in through that opening in the hive of knowledge,
Yes.
and stand erect and hold your hand above your head, pointing at the apex,
Yes.
the lightning from the hand of God will come down and enlighten you about everything.
There you
That's
go.
what they do,
Look, there it is.
Yeah.
How you doing there?
I'm too old for that sort of a shop.
I don't know. Could you be sitting on the top of that yourself? You know, it's whatever.
Aye.
But it's all good. This new development across Newry, this waterside walkway and all the rest of it, you're going to make sure, James, that it's well populated with public art in iron and canal related.
Well, I think it's very important, Rowan, that local people have an input and are allowed to make a contribution, because I think that all too often we get situations like this public realm scheme where things are actually foisted onto people, and you get abstract art and people scratching their heads. What is that? I think that with the like of the Irish Artists Blacksmiths Association and two men like Jared and Michael, and what they can do, I think the like of our own local talent should be encouraged to develop what they see as representing the history of the Keys, etc. And who better to do it than local men? I mean, Mickey served his time with Jack McCullough where where P&R Motors is.
Sure, I remember it well. Many's the time I went into him. When I started working after leaving the sea, I worked with Harry McMahon, the builder.
Well.
Harry and Glory be, he would always
Glory
say.
be.
Glory be. He would greet you with a Glory be. And with Jack McCullough, he would have done work for Jack, and Jack, I would have gone in and met Jack at that time.
Well, there was another hive of knowledge, Jack McCullough.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, he turned out not a bad creator here. You know, he imparted that knowledge well. Boys, thank you so much indeed for coming in. You're very, very kind.
Thank you.
Coming shortly, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends across the planet. The Hub, we're talking about an optimistic outreach from the centre of Newry for fledgling businesses and other businesses that are established, but primarily the small acorns out of which great oaks will grow. We have the way of doing it. It's called the Hub, and it's at the heart of Newry, down there at John Mitchell Place. Coming very, very shortly. Thank you very much indeed, lads. Go well, and congratulations on all you're trying to achieve.
Thank you.
Music, sir, please.